Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, October 13th. I'm Gina Barty.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Glad to have you with us tonight. Well, a proposal for paid sick leave is tabled during a Prince George's County Council hearing this morning. The Planning, Zoning, and Economic Development Committee effectively killed the bill, which was similar to one recently passed in Montgomery County. The measure would have required businesses to offer employees up to 7 paid sick days annually.
That will state that not only do we
should we we're at a disadvantage by doing something that countries all over the world have managed to do. So this is not a disadvantage. And then right next door, Montgomery County has already passed this. You know, Washington, D.C. is looking at 4 months of leave for family leave. So I just don't see how we're being put at a disadvantage. We need to lead the way and stop lagging behind.
I want to see a statewide requirement for paid sick leave because, for example, I represent the southern end of the county, and we compete a lot with Waldorf and in Charles County. And if you're and for my colleague, Mr. Turner, he represents Bowie. They compete with Crofton. If you're looking in your business, you're looking where to locate, and you look at Waldorf versus Brandywine, for example. We don't want businesses to choose Waldorf because we have a requirement that they don't have. We want everybody to be on a level playing field.
A fire drill this morning set the committee's agenda back, forcing dozens of supporters and opponents to scale back their planned testimony. The change infuriated many.
It seems that this issue is only going to be considered before this committee for a few minutes, and that's really disappointing when you have such an important issue. And people, like I said, have taken time to be here, and they're not going to get to speak.
Now, the bill would have affected more than 131,000 county workers, or nearly 1/3 of the workforce in Prince George's. A new measure cannot be introduced until 2016.
Meantime, 700 jobs could soon be leaving Prince George's County. CNS Wholesale Grocers has announced plans to shut down 2 of its distribution centers, one in Upper Marlboro and the other in Landover. The company supplies goods to Safeway, Target, and other chain stores.
We just received notice last week that 191 employees at 2 distribution centers operated by CNS wholesalers were going to close. And the county executive and the full administration has been focusing on this for the last week. Our Economic Development Corporation has been making lots of phone calls. We're trying to get facts about this, and we're very, very concerned about the loss of these jobs.
According to the Washington Business Journal, at least 191 positions would be cut beginning December 5th. Well, members of the Montgomery County Council and community advocates gather in Rockville this afternoon. In hand were 2,500 signatures of voters who are against the local Board of Elections' decision to move 2 locations of 2 widely used early voting sites. Council members say they are outraged by the change.
I have a compromise for Mr. Shalek. If you want voting in these other 2 sites, support state law, which expands the number of early voting sites. Okay? That's how we can compromise on this issue. Let's have more early voting sites for more people, not fewer people.
As it stands, the sites that we have in place, that we have had in place, they are the ones that we need to restore, and we urge the State Board of Elections to do the right thing and to preserve the right to access to vote for all people in Montgomery County, especially those who traditionally have had more difficulty.
The Montgomery Board of Elections voted 3-2 to relocate the early voting sites in Burtonsville and Chevy Chase to Olney and Potomac.
The Governor's Redistricting Reform Commission will meet tonight in Laurel. The group is in charge of examining the state's redistricting process in hopes of improving election integrity and reducing political gerrymandering. The meeting this evening will take place at 6:30 at Partnership Hall, located at 811 5th Street in Laurel. A report is due to the governor's office by November 3rd of this year. Well, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders will go toe-to-toe in prime time tonight. The 2 Democratic frontrunners will face each other in the first of 6 presidential primary debates, this one in Las Vegas. Clinton and Sanders will share the stage with 3 other contenders, former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley and former Senators Lincoln Chafee of Rhode Island and Jim Webb of Virginia. All 3 are polling in low single digits in early preference surveys, which means they'll be looking to take advantage of the national spotlight and make a name for themselves. This evening's debate will take place at 8:30 Eastern Time on CNN. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Gina Bartiz.